Thank you for the opportunity. And I should first of all appreciate the organizer, Mrs. Shoher Sapapur, and all the people that bring this nice event together for Global Earth Day. So today I wanted to start with some journey to the evolution of agriculture. Today, we want to explore how agriculture practices have transformed the current challenge they faced and the innovation solution provided by vertical farming and agri-tech. Agriculture has been central for the human civilization for over 10,000 years, beginning with the basic crop cultivation and animal domestication. Significant milestones include agricultural revolution and green revolution, which introduced machinization, and the chemical fertilizer are already passed. So how we get there, and what is the situation we are facing? As you may know, only 3% of the world water is fresh water. Just 3% of the world water are fresh water, and just 1/6 of this fresh water are accessible to the human for consumption. Agriculture consumes over 70% of these limited resources, and with that amount, 60% being wasted due to such a factor for the unsuitable environment and irrigation practices. Climate change increased this issue with the fluctuation of the precipitation and providing the lots of the drought, flooding, and storms that every day we are hearing from news. On the other hand, freshwater contamination further complicated the problem caused by the industrial waste, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides. Additionally, the rapid growth of world populations add to the strain on the freshwater resources. So that's why we need another agricultural revolution. Agriculture is both the most extensive users and the significant polluter of the fresh water. The water crisis must be along with the technology and the next generation farming. Of course, we had to make action to need the agricultural revolution. And one of those promising factor is vertical farm, which is the modern tools that address issue for gigantic water usage in agriculture. For example, during my PhDs, I spent 5 years to understanding all aspects of the soil and soilless culture, different aeroponics and hydroponic system, and I can say yes, vertical farm can save billions liters of fresh water that waste every day in the farmlands and even in the greenhouses. Apart from the recycling and using the minimal amount of water, vertical farming also contributes even more to addressing environmental pollution by using zero chemicals. This is a very nice picture. I like to present it to show you how much water we usually use for making 1 kilogram of lettuce. So in the best situation, if the farmers are making a good profit, they need to use the 60 liters of fresh water for making 1 kilogram of the lettuce. In greenhouse, we can consider 5 liters for making the fresh same produce. But in the vertical farm, we need to just 0.4% of that fresh water to produce the same amount of the produce. Alongside that, these produce are having no food mileage that's produced close to the consumer, and having no waste. Like 35% of our produce in Canada goes to the waste because of the long distance from the farm and those systems. So there are so many different things that we can talk, but let's compare the soilless culture and soil. Imagine in the 1 gram of black soil, we have more than 10 billion microorganisms. Some of those are pathogens and causing the plant diseases. So that's why agriculture producers use the chemicals, different herbicides, fungicides, insecticides against these pathogens to protect the crop and keep harvesting. And this harvesting fruit also has to be processed by safety chemical during the long transportation and using lots of plastic for packaging and traveling. This pesticide also sprayed in the environment and remain in the product even after washing. So once they are entering the human body, they cause a lot of the serious diseases like different cancers. On the other hand, vertical farming can use the very advanced hydroponics and aeroponics system with a closed recirculation system. That's why we can save a lot of the water and fertilizer. Also, we can use the different air purification and the disinfection system in the vertical farming to make sure there are absence of any outside pollution, pests, and diseases. So simply, we don't need to use any pesticide. And possibly, if we have a good knowledge about the biostimulants and the biofertilizer, we can grow our plant with no chemical at all. So let's back to the fundamental of vertical farming. Vertical farming are included the 3 major components. One is soilless culture that we briefly talk about that, horticultural lighting, and the minimum footprint in the CEA. So why we need the vertical farming? So of course, everybody have some concern, particularly in Canada, about food security, food safety, and local food resources. Also, we want to protect the environment and minimize the using limited resources. Also, at the same time, we can add this humanity next generation requirement. For that, we wanted to get the best possible and highest technology applied in the vertical farm. For that reason, we can rely on the vertical farming if we combine the soilless culture and the CEA, and we can manage and control the environment and make sure we have a consistency of the production year-round. This is a technology that makes it possible to create the ideal growing condition regarding different nutrients and the light quality and light spectrum, quantity, different temperature, humidity, CO2, vapor pressure deficit, and crop protections exactly based off the crop recipes. So we don't need to we can save a lot of energy by a specified growing condition for a specific crop that we wanted to grow. So we are not allowed to the pests and diseases to grow in their own condition that they like to grow. So in the optimal microclimate, CA can maximize the potential of the valuable properties and make a better taste and aroma. And doesn't matter it's this environment are artificial or natural, the plant growth condition play a main role for the vegetable product quality. So if you look at the lots of the product, particularly vegetables and small fruits in the market, these products like tasting plastic in the so many times because they are overloaded with the lots of the synthetic fertilizer, growth stimulants, and pesticides because they wanted to help the fruit gain fresh weight faster and increase the shelf life to travel 3,000 miles to your door. They are usually harvested without being given time for the natural ripening and accumulate the nutrients. But using the organic biostimulants, we can adjust the supply of nutrients to plant to get the fruits with a better taste and a specific concentration for different vitamins and chemicals that's essential for the human health. So I guess the first question for the Earth Day that we need to ask ourselves and think about that, it's climate change trend and how agriculture challenge and potential remedies and what we can do for the better farming practices. So that's it came to my first conclusion that yes, agriculture evolution need a lot of the people on the table. It is not just vertical farm that make a solution for these evolutions. We need the novel innovation technologies such as other industrial that working for the salty water farming or cultivation meat or vertical insect farming. There are lots of the app based for plant disease detection and dairy alternative and protein substance. So actually, these pioneering technology are helping to invent the next generation farming. And of course, we need a medical agriculture engineering teamwork. No single person, company, or industry will be able to solve the water crisis. Universities, lawmakers, governments, agri-tech companies, CEA, growers, and basically everyone who is currently living on the planet Earth must come together to work miracle. So the next question is, what can vertical farming do to bring the all global issue to the opportunity? So according to Cousy Annual in 2016, all 4 integrated global issues should be solved at the same time to improve the sustainability of the Earth and mankind, as well as the quality of our life. This is a very nice demonstration that I prefer to everybody print it and put it on your board, and you can look at this like every day and consider all these factors has to be considered to the one picture. So that's why we believe that all the students and the new farmers are have to gain a lot of the advantage of the vertical farming, and it is really win-win solution for the new growers, and because there are lots of opportunity that we can use for growing plant. Of course, high interest in learning about the vertical farming made several universities in Canada and US to provide some training courses for farmers. I know many academics and entrepreneurs are interested in the innovation side of it, and we need to find the right people to take action as they have the knowledge to develop for plant sciences and engineering and IoT. selecting suitable template and managing for this transaction is very needed. So vertical farming could build more stability and remove this vulnerability for farming. If I have a time, I can make some example about the next evolution for vertical farming. So there are lots of the talk about the advantage and disadvantage of vertical farming, but I can tell you with and assure you that if we proper designing of vertical farming and with optimal growing system, we can select a very high efficient LEDs and HVAC system and provide the best cultivation practices. This can reduce the significant amount of energy consumption in the vertical farming while increasing the productivity and managing the risk for plant-based and diseases. So, such as some experiment that going on almost in North America with the several universities. So we are talking about a very advanced horticultural lighting that is combined with smart electronics to full control of the light levels as well as the spectrum in different time of the day and different growing stage. Also using artificial intelligence, low heat signature, and very high uniform lighting fixtures, and most importantly, using the super efficient chips. These are very promising to even increase the efficacy and the productivity of the vertical farming. So, of course, challenging that's related to the vertical farming at these levels is a high startup infrastructure and capital cost, and of course, finding the right technology. Energy usage is another concern right now because significant energy need to produce the light and the climate control. I can tell you as an example, we need about 7 kilowatts for producing 1 kilogram of lettuce in the vertical farms. This energy is about 0.1 kilowatts for greenhouse and almost zero in the farmlands. However, beside this energy demand, we can consider all the costs that we need to concern for the environmental stewardship and how we can protect the environment. The cost of that part sometimes is much higher than the energy we put in the vertical farm. But it is not the end of the story. So there are some other very innovative technology that we can implement to bring this 7 kilowatts energy demand to the almost 2 kilowatts. So that means the new generation of vertical farm can be a much more efficient and reliable. So to make it the new generation of the human being safe, and rather than the thinking to go to the other planet, we can save our resources and using a little bit more energy to making our planet safe and suitable and making enough food for all human beings. As a last slide, I want to conclude that, of course, agriculture is a critical facing enormous challenges and poses the transformation changes. But vertical farming and agrotech represent the forward-thinking solution and could redefine this, how we can grow our food and manage our resources. Yes, local food production, food safety, and food security is the best topic for the government of Canada, and we need to consider that as a first priority. Minimizing the land and carbon footprint to address resource security and climate changes is something that everybody loves to hear and looking for the solution. So as this point a culture employment opportunity for the new generation and high-tech students are looking for these opportunities to improve local economy, urbanization, and an aging society, and supply chain fragments. Thank you for your time. And hopefully, if there's a time at the end, I can answer some of the questions because I have lots of the more material to present, but I guess we are out of the time.